Hi everybody, just thought I'd do a really quick video on just sharing how I've been feeling the last few days. I'd probably say the last week. So I've had a lot of feeling of guilt, and I've tried to figure out where that guilt is coming from. And I've felt guilty for working long hours. I felt guilty for being at home. I felt guilty for even going to the gym. I felt guilty if I've eaten something that I shouldn't have. So this whole feeling of guilt hasn't just affected one element of my life. It's affected pretty much everything over the last week for myself. And I soon recognised that this was going on. And a few tips, a few things and a few tips that I can share with anybody that's going through guilt about anything in their lives. And when I say guilt, it doesn't mean you have to have done something that is hugely wrong. You don't have to, it's not about having an affair in your marriage or in your relationship. I'm not talking about that sort of guilt. I'm talking about guilt that people carry with them and over things that are guilt purely has come from a thought. So when guilt comes from a thought, that then triggers an emotion. And that's the sort of guilt that I'm talking about, is the thought guilt and the emotional guilt. So what have I done? I've stopped myself in my tracks, and I've really thought about what is going on for me. So I've really listened to what the voices are saying in my head. Don't get me wrong, they're not all amazing, and some are slightly crazy, but yeah, just being aware of what you're saying to yourself, what your subconscious mind is saying to you in different situations. So I've definitely learned to control my thoughts, and I woke this morning feeling a million times better after recognising last night that it was just sort of on this hamster wheel for myself throughout the last week. Of constant feeling and then triggering an emotion. And I realised very early on that that's just not healthy for you. So that's one thing that I would highly recommend, is that you stop yourself in your tracks and you figure out what it is that your voices are saying. Secondly, just say to yourself and make yourself aware that it's okay, and you will have the permission to take time away from your family, to go to the gym, to eat something that's not healthy like a donut or some junk food, as long as if it's not every day and that becomes a daily routine for you, then that guilt shouldn't be there and you shouldn't feel guilty. Allow yourself that permission to have those treats, to do those nice things without allowing yourself to feel emotionally guilty. Another thing that has helped me is I've spoke to somebody about it. I recognised it was going on for me. I soon realised it wasn't serving me any purpose at all. The only thing the guilt was really doing was controlling my emotions and my feelings. So I spoke to somebody about it, and sort of within 1 week, whereas this sort of feeling for me in the past would have manifested and become such an issue where it would have spiraled out of control, and all of these things would have happened before I would have recognised it, and it would have changed me, it would have made me unhappy, it would have made me sad, depression would have crept in. However, by constantly doing the self-work and working on yourself, I've managed to nip the feeling of guilt in the bud within 1 week, and recognise that it's okay. I'm okay to take time out. I'm okay to work long hours. I'm okay to have half a day. I'm okay to go to the gym. And I hope that this little video will help you realise that if there is any sort of guilt or any form of guilt going on for you at this current time, you can do something about it. And the sooner you do something about it, the sooner you're going to feel a lot happier. And I know there's a saying that if you tell yourself something, 1,000 times, you'll end up believing that that's true. I don't even think it's 1,000 times. I think sometimes you've only got to tell yourself you're crap at being a mum, or crap at being an entrepreneur or crap at your job, and all of a sudden that feeling will just become, and those stories will build up, and you'll create this whole story as to why you are actually crap, and recognize what it is that your thoughts are saying, stop them in their track, and don't allow them to define the next week for you, the next month, or even the next 6 months for you. Just make sure you put those stops in and recognize what is going on. So I hope this little video helps anybody, and I just thought I'd share with you what's gone on for me this week. Thanks, bye.